Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
So we're gonna go right now into what is it? Don't blink or whatever the fuck it's called.
Don't breathe. Too.
That would be a
Don't
fucking
breathe.
shitty horror.
You know what's
movie.
mad funny is that
No, because every time you blink, like the monster comes closer to you, so you're like fucking shit. Your eyeballs.
And the guy's fucking blind, so you know I'm just putting eyes and eyes together. Like, but I guess don't breathe. A guy fucking blind could hear you breathe like Daredevil. So we're gonna go into this movie. We're gonna let Marissa give you the quick breakdown.
Okay.
And then we're gonna give ratings and break it down from there.
Don't Breathe 2, by the way.
Yeah,
not the original.
Don't Breathe 2.
Yes. So this movie starts a short time after the first one ends. And the gentleman from the first movie has a adoptive daughter, I guess you can say. He apparently finds her on the street after her her father, I guess, has like a meth lab that blows up and the house burns down and she's found in the middle of the street. Blind guy takes her in, pretends that he's her father because apparently she doesn't remember shit. Maybe she got hit in the head or something, and basically kidnaps her and adopts her as her own. So just like the first movie, you have a love-hate relationship with the blind guy.
Yeah.
And then like comes a group of guys that you think are these people who are adopting children to get their organs for whatever, because there's like a news flash or whatever. They find out where the girl lives. They attack the house. Apparently the girl is the main bad guy's daughter. He's the one that had the crack house that blew up. He went to jail for it because obviously you can't have a meth lab in a house and let it blow up. So you go to jail for that. So then it becomes a fight in the house trying to get the girl. Once they get the girl, then there's a fight at the bad guy's house to get the girl back, the blind guy. It's a very action-packed film. It's not, they consider it a thriller. I don't understand why. To me, it's more,
it's called an action thriller.
Yeah, it's more of an action movie to me. But it has some very good kind of cringy, like, oh, kind of, you know, when somebody gets hit with something, you're like, oh god, that sucks, but like that was kind of cool kind of thing. And so a lot of cringy moments like that, lots of action, lots of really smart tactical things that happen. That I enjoyed, and then a lot of like real dumb, stupid shit that happens that you're like, why the fuck did they just do that? But overall, I thought it was a good watch. It's a nice, what I call a popcorn movie. You don't really need to pay attention to the plot. Just watch the action.
Basically.
Yeah.
Chomp on some popcorn, have a couple of drinks, and it's enjoyable.
That turn around like, oh shit, look at that. And then it's like, I didn't watch the last 20 minutes with this.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes was fire.
Right.
Like,
So in that aspect, if I'm rating it as a horror movie, it's going to be low. It's going to be like a 2. But if I'm rating
damn, she's trying to outdo me right now.
But
Yeah.
because it's not horror. It's not horror.
All
But
right,
if
you
you
were saying in a horror aspect, I'll give you
right, but if you're looking at it as like a entertainment / action movie, maybe like a 7.5, I would say. Because the plot is kind of weak, but the action is pretty good, and sometimes you kind of go, that was kind of bullshit. But but yeah, I think a 7.5.
No, I'll give you that, because like I'm kind of around the same way. It says 7.5. Like, because it was what it was. It was literally the last movie, just a little bit of different story, but
Yeah.
It was what the last movie was. It was like, nah, it's cool as fuck watching a blind guy beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
like honestly, but besides that, like,
and his twisted morality, and you kind of feel bad for him, but you don't, but you do.
I decided not to get that invested into the movie. I just take advantage of this fact that I know he's not really blind, but he pulls it off so well. And believable. That it was like, it's kind of fun just watching him like killing people blind. Like, like, I don't know. That's pretty much my gist of the movie. Like, that I wasn't expecting a lot from it. I was expecting what I seen, like him just killing mad people and then being like, I like honestly, that's what it was.
Yeah, I do the same. I give it a 7 because I think it's like it's not a good horror movie because I don't think it's horror. It's just good action movie. It's just one of those things, like you said, the plot wasn't like fantastic, but it was like, it was cool. You to see a guy bash people's head in with a claw hammer or a machete, stabbing people
with the
guys.
Somebody with some Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. Like,
that was good creative.
Stabbed his cheek for no stupid, but it was enjoyable. It was like it had a lot of gore, like not too much, where it was just like this
for no reason. Yeah, but it was
And then like you guys were saying, like they did the same thing in the first one where you like him. And then like, oh, he's a piece of shit. He stole the girl. And then you're like, oh no, he's saving the girl now because this guy's a piece of shit. And then it was like a good little flip flop.
It's fun for Never to make a third movie.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Yeah, no. I think,
stop.
Yeah, but I think that the overall moral of the story is people are pieces of shit. And if you're a girl, just don't trust anybody. And
the moral of the story is
always have a gun and a knife and a trustworthy dog with you.
Listen, I'll give you the other side. If you lose your vision, you have superpowers.
Apparently.
But you also have to be, an ex-Marine. Because
listen, if I could hear you breathing and I know you're like 20 feet away from me, my nigga, I'm gonna kill you if you get close to me. Because like the way I'm a high, like my hide and go seek skills goes back to like 5 years old.
I can imagine Andrew like how to go see. Just like
just be like, you can't see me, like grandma's boy.
Yeah,
you see me.
That's the show about that movie.
I love it. That's one of my favorite comedies.
That really is because it's so underground. And it was like, it's so fucking good.
When that came out, I literally
no one talks about that.
I bought the DVD and I made everybody. I took it with me everywhere, and I made everybody watch it
because it was so randomly, unexpectedly fucking hilarious.
This is the time I was working at Blockbuster and I was living with you.
Yeah,
those are two movies that you guys had that I haven't watched, and when I watched them, it was Running Scared and Grandma's Boy. And those two movies, I was just like,
that's one of Christina's favorite ones.
But that was in that era, like I'm not gonna lie, like that early, like 2000s, so probably you say like 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit later. Like they were dropping random movies on DVD.
Yeah, it was straight like, to DVD movies.
Yo, this shit is fire because like
this is before Netflix people.
Yeah, like
so way before like, Netflix. Yeah,
that like on everything Hustle and Flow and Crash when that was like the shit.
Yeah,
it was like no, I was watching this shit on DVD, nigga. Like we got the DVDs from Still and shit.
And
it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like we watched it in that aspect. So I always think about. I feel like that's like on the low, like a golden era, like where it was like, yo, we were getting hit with mad indie shit, and we were getting good actors in it.
Yeah,
and now they're more popular. I would see Terrence Howard and Ludacris and all of these guys,
Paul Walker and all that.
Like they're all to it. But Paul Walker's dead now. But,
well, you still,
but you know what I mean. Like they got to that a certain point, but when they were doing what we grew up on, like the '90s aspect where we watched like actors that we fucked with and movies that nobody knew about.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, this movie was fucking fire though. That's what Running Scared is to me.
Yes,
Running Scared is a 2000 version of like. Yo, you
never watched this?
Fan, and you ain't see this movie? Like this is for
you ain't a fan. You ain't a fan.
Yeah,
like people who caught on to him during the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah,
it was just like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. This was
that's
it.
a fact. Yeah,
my favorite scene of the movie is when that kid gets caught up with the
all of that shit.
Pedophiles. That was the best thing, and you felt, and that's what I'm saying. I know the anger of the mother when she was about to leave, and she's like, "Wait the fuck a minute! You got kids and you got no picture." Like she just went into mother mode.
Yeah,
and then she was like, "Da, da, da," and then she just pulled out her gun, like, "Back off!
Yeah,
I'm gonna search your house. Like, call the cops. Call them." Back off because I'm in search, and I was just like,
I love that actress.
But you know what?
That actress.
Yeah, she was in James Wan movies.
I'm gonna ruin this real quick because like anybody who watch this and you ain't watched the movie, fuck you. Basically, one of the best things about that when you really think about it, because what you said is a great breakdown. Yeah. But if you really look at it, it's like, nigga, when you know the ending of the movie, if you really think about it, that sentence right there when she's like, "Call the cops," is like. Yeah, no, like she knows that she Gucci because of what the ending is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but you don't know that when you watch it. You just giving her respect for what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what.
Yeah, and then the shadow. Yo, I actually had to find like the director's the director's cut, like listening, because I was like, what the hell was that shadow?
Yeah.
But when the guy
like
said
Freddy Krueger aspect of
it, and they said it was a representation, like they're evil. It was like it was them, but it was like, oh, they were representing their evil, like the witch.
Yeah.
Because what's that shit? Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like they were just representing the witch. So when you see the shadow, like with the long nails going back and forth, that when I was watching the movie, I was like, at first I was like, are they making this a horror movie? And then it just went into like straight up, no, this is real life. Yeah. These guys are fucking nuts. This kid is in some shit. Yeah. And that kid always is in horror movies. Like he has that stoic, like
because he has that just dead white boy face.
Yeah. It's a fact. It's a fact. We went on for another change. We always do that. We always do that, but it's good. It's good.
No, the concept's been movies basically. Now we're about to go into. I guess you want to do what is